list to my chia ahwefo na atifo nyina now yenchi obi na awie. I think say a lot of people in Yabre, and you see if you look at the Black Stars enra omo ye training and per my reports enra players 20 per and it's me training, and I can state for a fact say Mohamed Salisu, Kwejo Pompepra, Kale Birenchi, and Jonas Ajete. These are the 4 players and the senior national team, the Black Stars, and your training. There are 20 players and year training. Washa the first day, 7 players and year training. There is 2 local players who are available, and then there is 5 foreign players to me buy. But you see, listen, before me run into the score, the preparation, I think say I will say people are taking decision. Anytime you make a decision, I think that the decision to make all the players assembled in Morocco, I think it was a very good decision. And you see, listen to Asha, in recent times, your Fred Black Stars players there's never been a national duty Black Stars players because at match day 2 Niyenya almost 90% or 95% of the squad entirely, because omo Saturday they were able to arrive early. Bimubo Sunday, and it's list whether we like it or not. If some players Severus now a savior or not or their enemy, say if you look at what some of the players are even doing now, Bimubo Sunday numeralist, it will be very difficult for them to they have to do some 1 or 2 things. So let's say Monday and they will come. In the Morocco, most of your players, most of them, let's say 80% of them, excluding the more US, I think US player Joseph Pinto, more Saudi, most of we players, local players in the Saudi, in the US for the FIMA. All of these players are here from England. They are players that are playing in Europe. And when you say Spain, and a friend is Morocco. So definitely a bang Europe kakra. So omoko and Nyamiaduma and a team no a move koye. So virus in Yandro Mestatia say man. So I think say let's comment in pain for no young bomber basso say that decision.
Is it not about the players? Because players a year late today, obviously, it's down to them. The reason why my brand here friend Jiku and Jimmy captaincy and band.
Yeah,
I have the fact say time I was at Urban one reported camp at that time. So it's more or less players understanding the situation. Say, look, this match is very crucial. This match is very important, and we need to ensure this all the seriousness and discipline I person edition now to mean victory near to me and the qualifier or see edition. That is why there are players on board the very day normal ball match now normal reporting.
But I wanted to say this Obi to say Semenyo.
Yeah.
Elisha also and Jordan are you meaning say what steady these players are. They come very early.
Yeah.
I don't maybe even Jordan before knowing your captain Grano, he was always reporting early. Only Andre Ayew and Semenyo Elisha Usu, I mean a lot of these players. So but to me I think that least sometimes some of the players come in late, sometimes when to me manage. So all you have to do
is deliberate.
Yes, deliberate. So me I'm very happy say this campaign because come back Ghana at least the number of more hotel hall any lots of attention but I think that they've had a quiet and a really good campaign so far. And 20 players need training and now no pay or free a year or more base or more call from Casablanca or more call a year just a base or a year Central African Republic in the bed and you see as Samojan a lot of coaches players have been talking about the need listo to qualify your country to the World Cup, and the players are currently on my friend. They are very much aware about the importance of represent your country or the World Cup stage. And you see that Samoa he's a player. He's been there for like 3 times, and he knows how important it is. You see, listo as Samoa Dina wajino. If Seka say, yeah, can Ghanaian players in the last 10 years, last 15 years uko amanoni uko everywhere Ubebo Mudia, Omaji Dia. You cannot mention Michael Essien. You cannot mention Sule Ali Muntari. Probably you'll be to say Stephen Appiah. Now on for Asamoah and top 5 Ghanaians are they are popular. And Ghana and elsewhere, Asia, or the other continents are more popular. And probably Asamoah might be the number 1 or the number 2. Because listen, if you look at Asamoah, he didn't have so much greatness through club football. Check Europe, Rene, Sunderland, the teams of boy, I mean Udine, all these teams of boy in Europe before I call UAE, China. No, he was a top striker, but Asamoah was always up there at the big stages. And they, so Ronaldo Kokoshe, it's me call this World Cup tournament no Koshigwa. You will see a narrative from the top tabloid. Tomoka say Ronaldo has scored, is the player to score in most major international tournaments. That is 10. Currently, Asamoah see Ronaldo. They are square with 9 different international tournaments go. And always the BBCs, the ESPNs, and all these big platforms. Whenever such tournaments, Ronaldo they make such reference and they mention Asamoah. So, the legacy of Yama Black Stars being scoring the first goal for Ghana in a World Cup, he knows how it feels. And you see, the importance of playing for a country or World Cup, nobody has to tell you. We also saw how Kevin Prince Boateng, Nicaragua elevated after representing Ghana at the 2010 World Cup. Yeah. We saw it. Even he was playing for Ghana. But after that World Cup, Obabeji didn't say Ninyano represented Germany and even played for Bayern Munich. He came there. So there are a lot of players, and you see, before member squad is listed, whether we like it or not, we, even the media men, some of us and some of the other media people who have been privileged to cover the AFCON such tournament, they know how it feels. So listen, to me, I think that representing your country one of the most priorities for a footballer. But then for you to be able to represent your country, I share World Cup, Nancy share top class. If they call their players, not Real Madrid, Liverpool, from a player for World Cup qualifiers, see how they amplify the players, see how they push them. Because listen, we all know that every club or player be representing the country at the World Cup. You unyeska. Yeah. Clear. So you look at the Real Madrid and they players in Ebenya collab. They all want them to get collabs. The Liverpools, the Man United, the Chelseas, they all want their players to get collab. And they Brandon Asante, one Inaki Williams, in your injury, I didn't be replacing him. Go and look at the post at Coventry City for here. So and you fluke bikeke, you can play for your country, do well for your club side, but the World Cup, arguably the most prestigious tournament as far as world football, concerned. Now, virus on fact, sir, Black Star collab on the toast and now engage. Maybe see, used to today have a very simple and a good message for the players who are representing Ghana. Okay. The players who are privileged to 24 players here from me, and they all the team, Black Star team, I think they could do Casablanca. Nyame adoma 5 p.m. and on training. So moving from Casablanca, that is where they were basing, and then they Meknes Hall. You see, this was the squad they call the last World Cup. Okay. Qatar. You see, the current goalkeepers, it is only Atizigi, and it was part of the squad I had to call that World Cup last 2022. If you look at the defenders, Denis Odoi, Tariq Lamptey, who has been dropped because of injury. Now, Ali Diseidu Onya ACL injury ultimately for more than 6 months. He's back with the team. Daniel Amate is not part. Joseph Edu is not part. You can see Alexander Jiku. You can see Mohamed Salisu. You can see Baba Rahman. And you can see Gideon Mensah. So, the last squad I had to call the World Cup, only Ali Diseidu, Alexander Jiku, Mohamed Salisu, and Gideon Mensah. So, there are a lot of players Who would want to have that experience Gideon Mensah have? Obi say listo Ebenezer 9. Do you think so? Onya World Cup appearance at the kind of portfolio why no? He need it. Jerome Opoku. And then the young players are or ya from no, they all need that exposure. Salisu, any Jikumu Enya. Now let's come into the midfield. Andre Ayew is not part of the team, but you can see Thomas Partey, you can see Elisha Owusu, Abdul Salisu has been on and off. Mohamed Kudus, and then again Daniel Kofi, and he's one player that the Biana have been praying say if Kofi it's a tona. Most of the midfield situations problems are recently face no he can be that problem best of winning. Okay. And I am here say no one no Bape no was saying I think that getting such injuries no idea tough to get. Into Russia, midfield no only 3 players. That is Elisha Owusu, Mohamed Kudus, and Thomas Partey. Per NNA or this squad. Now check your attackers now. Almost for a free Barnier, almost for Kamal Soa. Isahaku is back with the team. Inaki Williams is in there. Sulemana, Jordan Ayew, and even Antoine Semenyo. So these players, listen, they know how much it means to represent your country at that highest level. In the least, Uko defenders now, probably if all these defenders are fit, listen, that defenders normally call World Cup 2022. No? If these defenders, that defenders now currently part of this squad, that 4, no, Ali Dusedu, Gideon Mensah, which are the fullbacks, and the center pair, Jiku, and Salisu, these 2. On every day, these are the players that say, you can't say about fullback. These are the players that will start for the senior national team, the Black Stars of Ghana. So these 4 defenders, who are part of this current squad, and are likely that they are going to start for the national team anytime soon, be enlisted. They should tell the young players, Omuni opportunity, no. They should tell their attackers, they should try and replicate whatever they do for their clubs and the national team, so they know what is at stake. Now, Oko midfielder, we have Partey, we have Elisha Owusu, and we have Mohamed Kudus. Now, you see, Kudus, DNA or European football is too. Whether we like it or not, starting from that World Cup, no? And in the heroics from Ayas or the Bay, that World Cup, and a month will be who Kudus at that world stage against Portugal, against Uruguay, and against South Korea. So he doesn't. These players, the senior players, they don't have any excuse.
Okay.
They know what is at stake. No pressure. Now, virus bit my son. So no Maria no quick no move. Let's look at the attackers. Listen, we have it Fatawu Isahaku, one of the youngest players in the squad, but our experience at that highest level that we are representing Ghana at the World Cup, so he knows what is at stake. And then you have Antoine Semenyo, who is arguably one of the best players as far as the English Premier League is concerned, and he beat him their core Europe. And then we have Mohamed Kudus, who across all top 5 leagues, listen, what cheap players is saying, Obia, not even Doku, not even Vinicius Junior. In this Okokusha Central African Republic, they decide a little. On so Jibo be taking on. But yet they say he should try and release the ball at the right time as Oya on the club side. That is it.
Shouldn't overdo it.
He shouldn't overdo it. And you see, that is what you see. So our confidence now. Semenyo di bobo no, I will bear off no. We should see that. You see, after Oshen the goal, he's saying he's having the form of his life, and it's all because we're gaining confidence that he doesn't fear to squander the chances. And you see, you've seen it because listen, there's a reason why this tournament and this World Cup qualifiers, Jordan Ayew Neshe goes to my own because now he's the leader and he doesn't fear to shoot at anywhere. Whereas Africa listen, if we have Andre Ayew, Sule Muntari, and that senior players in there, do you think say na for someone now say other senior defenders akum say mon lobby body enko oju say ka Jordan Ayew about that free kick from long akwa no, it's about confidence. Na say Kudus ba Black Stars obobi enchentene onya otwetwe the time maybe obe pass no both were shooting. But time was also shooting. Say, oh no, we about 2-3 at us. Now let me score it. But that wasn't the time to score it to the player. No? So to me, these players have to gather the confidence. They've done it and they can do it again. So this Ocean squad now, only few players be anyway. So what I'm expecting is these senior players, from the captain to the assistant captain, Kudus, all these players. And see, let me talk about Kamaldeen Suleiman at least two. Against Mali or Ghana, Bobby or the running, you know. You saw how he was able to do that. And see, in the World Cup against Uruguay, listen, Jedini Bemuno or Rani Ekotaki Bobby, that was the most fastest distance recorded in that World Cup.
Sure.
And currently, I am one of the fastest distance recorded in a short time in world football. That is Kamaldeen Suleiman. A lot of the big tabloids were saying that. And yet because Obama Southampton, and then because now Obama Rene, because of performance out there at the world biggest stage.
Sure.
So to me, I think they are doing everything right. Now, virus on far the next call up to Listo. The last time Utuado Eddie qualify call World Cup. Okay, that is the World Cup levels in Nigeria, boy.
Yeah.
This is the squad Utuado Frey. And you see, Listo, whether we like it or not, that game was way more difficult than this qualifiers are able.
Yeah.
Look at the goalkeepers. Joseph Olokot, Abdomanaf Nuruddin, Loris Atizigi, and Richard Ofori. Once again, goalkeepers, Atizigi Pe. That is, qualified to that World Cup. No. It was just Loris Atizigi. Now let's
the goalkeeping
side. Now let's look at the defenders. Listo. Dennis Todoi, Andy Adam, Gideon Mensah, he's part of the team now. Dennis Kosa, not part. Muntari Kamahini, Daniel Amate, Omo Joseph Edu, and Omo Alexander Jiko. Listo. Look at these defenders. You see? Just two. Is it Satan and GFA president? Nedi Salu Swachi.
Yeah.
Call Southampton. Say, yeah, Panacho remember mine. Satan and Salisu Kahon. But he joined us for the World Cup. So, in that space, it was just Jiku and Gideon Mensah. And whether we like it or not, Gideon Mensah and Alexander Jiku, they are integral parts. They are the senior players. As far as this current Black Stars are concerned. Now, let's go to the midfielders. We had Idris Ubaba. We had Edmond Ado Skillful. We had Mohamed Kudus. We had Elisha Wusu. We had Thomas Partey. And Daniel Kofichi. Listo. Once again, just three midfielders. Elisha Wusu, Thomas Partey, and Mohamed Kudus. These are the only three midfielders. And I'm ball in our last qualifier to the FIFA Club World Cup. This game against Central African Republic, Listo. And yeah, the last game. But whether we like it or not, it should be our last qualifier game. Yeah. Because, sure. And we remember the dynamics. Okay. And no, you remember kakra. It should, you find say, last game. Let's win. Na yenko. Say you're winning, all we have to do is say, whatever happens between Madagascar and Comoros, we do not care. But if they fail to drop points, and if they fail to get all the three maximum points, that means that we are true to that. Now, virus, some fans listen, now share wingers, no strikers, no. Abdul Fattah Isahaku, Joseph Pinto, Yaya Boa, and Osman Bukari. You see, Isahaku was a young guy of free dreams. He was taking the Ghana Premier League by storm. And of course, Sporting CP. Of course, Sporting, he wasn't getting playing time. Even the little chance of no being a near Bono as the left back was Sporting. But at that time, he had been Ghana's under 20 star boy from winning the AFCON Odomoko World Cup. So we didn't want to stall in development. So he was part of the squad. And anytime Isaac Kubenya chance little, he delivers. Now he delivered the man the Black Stars. And then Joseph Pinto, who was a Genk then in Belgium.
Okay.
And Obekaya, one of the most talked about dropped players squad was Joseph Pinto. I am Franca, the Black Star squad. No. And Opiaya was at that time he deserved to be part of that squad that they call World Cup. So now he has been with the team for some time now.
Okay.
He missed that World Cup. But he want to get that World Cup. Especially now Obobo USA. Los Angeles Galaxy. And Uko LA Galaxy. Or no Ricky Pick and a lot of players. Key players. So definitely he would want to bring his country to the USA. Since be LA Galaxy fans no ever supporting no. So to him, whatever opportunity Obenyan listo, he has to deliver because when deliver, he cannot represent Ghana or US or LA Galaxy fans never mention no. Nti Winger said no listo. Just 2 players are currently part of the squad. Look at the striker said Felix Ohina Finejan, Christopher Antwiaje for Shaka. Last weekend was Shegu, Jordan Ayew, and a Kwesi Red. Just 1 player, 1 striker. It is part of this team. Into Aria, yeah, but that decided against Nigeria. Antoine Semenyo was in there, but we called him for the World Cup. And we're experienced. So, omuno opportunity to represent us at the World Cup. Now it is the time because even the boy yo and I don't buy Felix Ohina Finejan listo against Nigeria super pressing, but they drop in. So some people sacrifice for some of you to get collapse. Kamadin Suleiman Amo to get your nod at the FIFA Club World Cup. Now it is your time to also qualify the nation.
Yeah.
Into Washa Otuado no. Listo, this is not the first time they have qualified to. Yeah. And you see, Central African Republic shouldn't be a team. Umbetimi Ghana. One in terms of pedigree, experience, player to player, everything. Yeah, the bomb. And we will expect our players to bring their air game. And you see, 20 players need training. And after that training, Listo, I was monitoring the pictures and everything. And Listo, I think said Otuado one 3 back.
Are you sure?
Yes. Otuado one 3 back. Virus on for picture we into soap. Now Listo yanya DB. Me who picture no. I was like, this is the players who are going to start against Central African Republic. These are the players. She players no. Omoye 10 players.
Okay.
Goalkeeper and Kahun. You see, one was goalkeepers in the world. Now this is the Black Stars players talking to one of the assistant coaches. Osha picture Nidian Listo. Let me start with the defenders. Gideon Mensah on an Echiche is CCA. Gideon Mensah is there. You can see Alexander Jiku. You can see Jerome Opoku. And you can see Ali Duseidu Nejina Fatah Isaku Nchen Hono. That is Ali Duseidu.
Okay.
So these are the 4 center backs. 4 defenders are. I likely some start among Black Stars listo. After these 2 players, these 4 center backs, these 3 players were part of year qualify Aqua World Cup the last time, and players are Omoko World Cup the last time. 3 of them. So listo, in terms of experience, qualifying to the World Cup, they've seen it all. Now let me go to the midfielders. People are testing say Kwesizibo game or boy against Maliwo. Accra Sports Stadium the last time no. Or bobo ni ye jumani ma partinya time every ball the passes, every ball on long balls. So definitely if you want any DM to start alongside Thomas Partey in the Black Star squad, definitely Branton the Kwesizibo. Because Elisha probably one of the favorite players for Coach Otuado. But Gamer Kwesizibo boy, likely he's going to start. And very sample picture so Kwesizibo is part of that picture. And right beside Kwesizibo, Thomas Partey. So these are the 2 pivotal midfielders on the team name. And you can see Mohamed Kudus. Oh, Jordan in chain. Who will be the number 10?
Yes, that's Antoine Semenyo so shit.
Yes. So after Kudus, front 3 no, Aka Fatah Isahaku, Jordan Ayew, and Antoine Semenyo. In fact, say Isahaku Bona Jordan Eboa. You don't need more training sessions for the Black Stars.
Okay, me bow. Why not or Jikunche na ordinance out to nature?
Obi wa Jikunche.
Fatah.
Isahaku.
Isahaku.
Yes, Fatah Isahaku no.
Okay.
That is Isahaku. No me one picture no. from GFA.
Jerome Opokusu.
Jerome Opokusu because no as I know. Inti kameba no make say if a player will be dropped from the starting lineup, it's going to be Jerome because at that time, Salisu Nyambai after the training session mo call hotel no, and Salisu Kojo Pompepra, Jonas Ajete, and Akale Brenchi. These 4 players and counted no 20 players from go training no. Na Salisu nka ho. Inti if you look at this team, to me, this is the team on best starting game. And you can say Black Stars no, yeba. And omo a lot of training sessions.
Okay.
Inti no, me who's gonna say, maybe so to what tell make he won't be happy. Abaka say be you reveal you start 11 to Central African Republic for no.
But
and even cameraman no crampo no. If or this picture anywhere, to what question Charlie picture you obi one he can obi time decode say when he starting line now.
Okay.
And I won't be surprised. 10 players. Into reserves no. Omo na share babe no. Reserves na share babe. None of these players and the share babe.
Okay.
Into omo na bear reserves or they know say they will come into the game no.
Is it not too early? Because this is probably the
first section.
The first.
This is the second training session. First
Now
session
they
7
will
players
have
when
training-
they
they will
train.
have training. They will
And
train
last training
session.
and then last training session.
So why will a coach